So this kind of ties into food and working out, but you had IVF treatment to freeze your eggs. Explain how the hormone treatment changed your body.
And why I decided to write a book on how to, like, a good fitness program and
I was
diet.
gonna get to that
that's
point,
kind of how it goes. Through the process, like, I mean, you're jacking your hormones around so much. I mean, just like crazy. And so I learned what hormones can do to the body. And so while I didn't have, I mean, I think I broke down and started crying randomly, like maybe 2 or 3 times. I gained like 4 or 5 pounds in 2 weeks, which is not possible when you eat the way I'm sure I probably was even more disciplined because I couldn't work out. And so, yeah, I was like, well, I'm gonna have to try something new, because they said a month will go by and you'll have a cycle and then everything will balance back out. And that did not happen. So I started doing 2-a-day workouts, and then I was already gluten and dairy free, but then I decided to try full paleo, which is eliminating grains and beans and most sugars. So anyway, so I was like, all right, here we go. And I was only gonna do paleo for a week, but I started doing it and I haven't stopped. That's been years. And then through the program, through the workouts and doing 2-a-day workouts a couple times a week, I was like, oh my God, like it was so effective. And I was like, man.
How is it effective?
You just like losing weight and leaning out and getting stronger and feeling better. So that's kind of what led to writing the book. There was a writer that wanted to know if I was interested in writing a health and fitness book, and I was like, I actually think I have something to say, but this is not a tell-all. This is not like this is not a biography about my life. This is going to be like an educational health and wellness and fitness book with a program that has been more effective than anything else I've ever done, and I've worked out since I was 14 years old. So, you know, 20 some years later, I've finally found like the most effective thing.
And what did you want to get across in it?
And so the book got broken down into 3 sections: mind, body in the beginning, then the workout program and why chapters on supporting why the program is laid out like it is, and then food. And so the recipes, as well as, information about why to cut certain things out and why to add certain things in or eat more of them. And I worked my ass off on it for a year and a half.
So it was a lot more work than
oh
the
my
last
God.
go around.
I decided that I was going to do whatever it took to be successful. And it was 100% my worst paying job. I ended up having to have the writer come down to me because he was not understanding my mission with the book, and spend time with me to see how I worked out, see how I ate, and sat down and actually talked about the goals for the book. I wrote the workout program, tested the whole entire workout program, ran a trial group for 3 months for the workout program, and did a forum every day talking to people about about it, building a website for it so that they could get the information and get the workouts, writing all the content for it, because the writer was just regurgitating stuff that he had already written before. I'm like, I don't think you're getting it. So I had to write the entire content for the website, and then the recipes, writing the recipes for the book, as well as photographing them then, which I didn't have to photograph them, but I was gonna have to pay for them to be photographed anyway. So I'm like, why don't I just get a decent camera and let me just try this. So I did. So I wrote and photographed all the food, writing all the recipes down, which for someone who really cooks, you don't measure, you just go like this. I don't even measure when I bake, so that's probably why I'm not the greatest baker. But so writing down exactly how much you used, and then writing instructions for every recipe, and there's 50 of them. And then when the chapters came through, it was all like little blurbs kind of just that went in a long line on a PDF or something. And I'm like, I'm so confused, I don't even know where to start. So then I was on a flight and I wrote down the outline for the book. And then I sent that through, and then I wrote a base for every single chapter of what I wanted the creative direction to be. It went from like 1 paragraph to like 5 long paragraphs of information for each chapter, and instructions on what technical information I wanted, what research and studies had been done. I asked for like, find a study on this, I want to know about that. So he kind of became like the researcher that would go pull that information, and have charts and graphs in there. And then the workout program, there was before and after photos, testimonials. So there was, interviews with everybody, with like a select like dozen people that did really well and loved the program and had great results. I mean, it was just a year and a half of constant. So it's just a lot of work.